Let me begin with some questions that may nudge your curiosity. My questions are, what if the key to tomorrow's solution hidden in the remnants of the past? My second question is, perhaps the solution of tomorrow are etched in the echoes of ancient times? And my third question is, could the secrets to the future be sleeping in the dust of forgotten ruins? The answer of all three questions are in yes. Friends, while we run towards futuristic technologies, artificial intelligence, and space exploration, could it be that the blueprint for the solving our biggest challenge already lies in the wisdom of the ancient? So today I invite to all of you to explore the past forward. Let us unlock the ancient secret, not just to admire their brilliance, but ignite solutions to the world we are shaping. Friends, this talk is about the connecting the dots between the now and then, between what was and what can be. It is about unlocking ancient secrets that hold keys to some of our most pressing modern challenges, from climate change to rural poverty, from water scarcity to sustainable development. Past forward. This is the keyword of the today discussion. Friends, past forward is not just a wordplay. It's a philosophy basically. It means moving into the future equipped with the wisdom of past. It is about using ancient intelligence as a look into the intelligence as a toolkit to solve today's problem. So today, let's unlock their ancient secrets together. Now, we will explore three lessons from the past. As administrator, I have seen, I have come alive in the real life of governance. My first point is sustainable development. Lessons from the ancient India. My second concern is problem solving from mythology. And third is indigenous knowledge and technology. Now we will discuss one by one. The first point is sustainable development, lesson from the ancient India. We often assume that sustainability is new trend, but let's go back to one of the oldest urban civilization, which we call Indus Valley civilization. Over 4,000 years ago, they built well-planned cities with efficient drainage system, grid layout, water conservation structures. And these all was done without electricity and machines. Their priorities were public health, water access, and harmony with the nature. Now see the example of village in Rajasthan. I am not taking the name of Rajasthan's village, but the villagers of this village, they revived an ancient technique called johar, a traditional rainwater harvesting method that dates back to the Vedic period. Using this old method, the villagers transformed drought-prone area to fertile land and thriving farmlands. Groundwater level rose, agriculture revived, and migration dropped. Similarly, we can take another example, and that is the Rishi Krishi. Rishi Krishi is a natural farming practice mentioned in our old granthas. This includes organic fertilizers like organic intercropping and crop rotations technique. Modern science is now rediscovering under the name of natural farming and germinated seed and regenerative agriculture. The lesson is very clear. Our ancestors understood the value of living with nature, not against it. Reviving such practice could solve today's environmental crisis. Now, I am coming on the second problem. That is problem solving from mythology. Our epic like Mahabharata, Ramayana were not just stories. Basically, they were handbook of the strategies, ethics, and the leadership. You just take an example from the Mahabharata war. In Mahabharata war, Lord Krishna never picked up a weapon. His tools were intelligence, psychology, and strategy. When Jayadratha had to be defeated before sunset, Krishna used optical illusion and deception to manipulate perception and give Arjuna the edge. What is this? If not early game theory and strategic intervention? Definitely yes. It was game theory and strategic intervention. In modern governance, we often face multi layered challenges like rural unemployment, poverty, and women's empowerment. As administrator, we drew inspiration from the ancient idea of collective action and implemented a self-help group model. Women formed economic clusters, shared resource, supported each other, and accessed microcredit. Thousands of women are empowered. Small rural economies flourished. The lesson is very clear. You don't always need new tools. You need ancient wisdom apply in modern framework. Now, my third point is indigenous knowledge and technology. Many of us assume that the advanced technology began in the West. No. Our country's contribution to the society and medicine is profound and proven. Let's talk about the Shushruta, the ancient Indian physician. Shushruta performed plastic surgery in 600 BC. You just think. His text, the Shushruta Samhita, described advanced surgical procedures, some still referenced today. Then there is Aryabhatta. You have heard the name of Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta, who gave the world concept of zero, a fundamental pillar of all computing and artificial intelligence. Now, we are taking another example of old tradition, and that is Iron Pillar of Delhi, standing for 1600 years without rest. A fiat of ancient metallurgy that modern material science is still studied. I could remember when I was working in Farrukhabad, a district in Uttar Pradesh. I was working there as a collector. I met a group of artisans who use natural dyes and hand-woven textiles. These all techniques, these all techniques came to them from the generations. These are not just craft. Basically, they are sustainable technologies. With the help of digital platform, we connected them to local to global market. Their income rose, their heritage survived. The lesson is very clear. The best innovation are not the imported. They are basically inherited. Now, let's move to the conversation forward and discuss some few more points. As administrator, my primary concern is governance and law. We can see the democracy was not invented in the East last century, as we say. Basically, it was born in the ancient Greece. The Roman Empire gifted us with the idea of republic. And the foundation of legal system is still studied in law school worldwide. There is an example of Babylonian code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest deciphered writing of law, which is a milestone in justice law. The relevancy of this code is today's judicial system still rely on the idea of codified law. Now we can take one more example from the Lichavi Republic. Lichavi Republic was in 6th century BC in Bihar, practiced a council-based system in rule. Elders were elected, voices were heard. Even today, if you see the Panchayati Raj system, echoes of wisdom of these early republics decentralization, community-led decisions, and transparency. Is not that what we seek in the modern governance? We can see during a flood crisis in tribal district of Odisha, local Gram Sabha contributed, coordinated better than any other organizations. Why? Because ancient method of the collective decision making were in their DNA. As Jonathan says, laws are like cobwebs which may catch small flies, but let left all wasps and hornets break through. Ancient law did not just catch it, guided and governance ethically. Now I am coming on the ancient architecture and the engineering. We found the Roman aqueducts designed thousands of years brings to water to cities. Today, engineer revisit this model to create sustainable gravity-led water system. Idea behind is that the ancient infrastructure was not just functional, it was future ready. Roman architecture is one of them. Now, I would point out the ancient science, medicine, and astronomy were so rich. Hippocrates, you have heard the name of Hippocrates, he is called father of medicine, laid down ethics that still uphold the Hippocratic oath. India's Ayurveda practice over the 5,000 years teaches us the balance and prevention lesson crucial in today's reactive healthcare system. We have all heard the name of Shushu. He is known as the father of surgery, who listed 300 procedure and 120 surgical instrument in his Shushut Sahita. You can see the ancient Chinese used moldy bread to treat infections, a primitive version of antibiotics, Ayurveda treatment. There is a phrase, in root of herbs and old stone walls, the cause of tomorrow quietly call. The astronomy to medicine, ancient mind were deeply curious and observant. If you remember Aryabhatta told us the earth rotates 1,000 years before the Galileo. One of the other mathematician, Bara Mihir, talked of a gravitational pull before Newton ever says that the apple fall. There is a verse from Atharvaved that says, "O how you were born on the earth, gift us life, health, and immortality." During the COVID-19 pandemic, many doctors recommended the kadha, turmeric milk, and steam. These all comes from our old traditions. These were ancient prescriptions, not pharmaceutical intervention. Now, we are discussing about urban planning and smart cities. Let me take to you Mohenjo-daro, where 5,000-year cities had a good system of sewage. The grid, like we still struggle to replicate this kind of the urban efficiency in the modern cities. Water conservation from step well to India to well of Persia, ancient civilization managed water with care and creativity. Today, as we face water scarcity, these ancient systems are being revived and studied. There is a phrase, we never know the worth of water till the well is dry. A very famous quote by the Thomas Fuller. We can say, ancient knew its worth long, long ago. Friends, another point is sustainable material. Roman concrete made with the volcanic ash is more durable and the environmental friendly that many modern mixtures. We are trying to decode it now to build greener cities. One of the most important subject is architecture and urban planning. Green before green was cool. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Straight road shows the road planning. Underground sewage, public baths, even zoning separate residential from trade. The great bath system in Mohenjo-daro was perhaps the world's first public swimming pool, but also a center for ritual purification. Compare this today's cities where sewage overflows with a single rain. Ironically, our 5,000-year-old cities were. Now I am coming on the conclusion of my discussion. Simply, forgotten secrets and village innovations, I have learned something as a public servant. True development does not always come from the copying the best. This is the learning. It comes from the rediscovering what we already had and applying it wisely. Let me leave you with this thought. Before we race into the future, let's pause and ask, what did our ancestors know that we have forgotten? The knowledge is not just relics in the textbook. It's a relevant, it's a practical, it's a powerful. So the next time you face a problem, whether it is environmental, technological, or social, look back before moving forward. This is the whole story. Now I'm coming on the conclusion part of whole discussion. Now this is our challenge to unlock the past to build the future. Let me conclude with this beautiful Sanskrit verse. Yen purvam kritam karm ten paschat nibaddhate, means one is bound by the action of the past. So now this is whole discussion how we have unlocked the ancient secrets and how we can pass forward. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.